Hey, Nation, Harry, we are back with Will from TIDWIT. Will, we have a funny story, but well, I don't know if I call it funny. We have a story between us that is almost 18 months ago that we interviewed you at the Ingram Cloud Summit, I believe it was, down in San Diego. Is that about right?
That's right. It seems eons ago, but that was it. 18
Yes.
months ago.
Tell me about it. World change. We're not going to waste our precious time talking about how the world changed. There's too much of that. So I'll tell you, since some time has passed, first of all, what is TIDWIT? What do you do?
So TIDWIT is an ecosystems network that joins many different organizational, independent ecosystems into one network that essentially empowers them to be able to connect very easily and enable one another to reach whatever goals that they're trying to reach. So with enablement, we mean things like everything that has to do with the partner journey, and so everything from informing them of new products to training to certification, during sale kind of knowledge sharing, as well as post, which is kind of like support and technical support and all that kind of stuff. So all that falls under enablement, and enablement using this ecosystems network that makes it really easy for organizations to join one another.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like the universe. It sounds like it's this thing. Now that said, what's news? So 18 months have gone by. What's news, my friend? What have you been up to, and what's TIDWIT up to?
Well, I know you didn't want to talk too much about what's going on in the world, but somehow there's a direct, I guess, correlation with the fact that a lot of these organizations have been, hunkered down, and their people essentially, on the bench and not able to travel and do all that kind of stuff. And so enablement has taken on new dimensions. But what is really interesting, what we found, is that enablement in the traditional sense of the word has kind of picked up, they can't scale. And so the enablement per se as an initiative has picked up speed, and they want to be able to scale it to massive levels. And so just to give you an example, we used to have, for example, ecosystems. Typically you find partners, maybe a few hundred users sitting on portals, etc., of other partners. In our case, and this is pre-COVID, but even more so post-COVID, the average ecosystem has about 26 to 27,000 users. So a huge amount of usership just for organizations to be able to work with one another and kind of reach this enablement, but at scale. And so that's really kind of an eye-opener for us. And I think COVID has accelerated. Another really interesting thing that we've seen is that it took us about essentially a couple of years to reach about 100,000 users. And it took us, it took us a little bit more than a couple of years. It's taken us about 4 months to double that. And so you're starting to see this kind of spiked up acceleration when it comes to enablement within these large organizations, because now they have to enable everybody, and there's only one way to do it, and it's through their ecosystems network and online. So
yeah, no, I get it. Now, specific to my crowd, so as you'll recall, my crowd, and you and I were joking off camera, we go back to the old NT Advanced Server Day, literally. Yeah. And boy, howdy, I miss those days sometimes, let me tell you. But so we're talking computer guy and computer gal. That's what they were called back then. Now they're called an MSP, same person. How does an MSP work with your system? Would it be maybe an OEM or an ISV has retained your platform, and then the MSP logs on to the platform to be part of the ecosystem? Is that one way?
So here's a big difference: is we work at the organizational level. So it's not a user accessing some ecosystem. That's not how it works. What you have is you have an organization or an MSP, as you just mentioned. They spin up what we call an ecosystem, right? Instance. It's an ecosystem instance. They spin one up. Once they have that ecosystem instance up, it's automatically connected to the entire network, the TIDWIT network of ecosystems. And in which case they can start connecting to any of the partners that they have agreements with or that they would like to. Now, that's kind of like if they wanted to be able to pull stuff in, right? Now, you might say, well, how do they integrate that with all of their backend stuff? They can integrate it immediately with their backend stuff. Whether it be LMSs, whether it be CMS, computer management systems, whether it be, their customer success systems, et cetera, CRMs. So they could connect the ecosystem instance that they would have spun up in a matter of minutes with their backends. Now, what happens from that point on? Now they can start connecting to any one of these partners. And the beauty about this is they don't have to do point-to-point integrations. There's no coding that's required. It all happens on the network itself. And it's fairly easy and it's very quick. Another beautiful thing about the model is that they can start getting metrics in real time. They're getting the metrics from these partners with whom they're working, but they're also getting metrics from the network itself, which is very unique because now they can start benchmarking their activities against others that are in the same industry. And so these are some of the cool things that they can start doing now with an ecosystems network that they would not have been able to do if they're a point-to-point and they have to worry about all the APIs and they're kind of siloed in their connectivity, let alone just sending off their users somewhere that they don't really know what that user is doing, et cetera. In this case, they're getting full end-to-end ecosystem-wide visibility.
So here's what I think we should do is let's have you back on and maybe do a screen share and take a look at this technology to bring this in for a landing. I think today it was good to catch up and keep you folks keep TIDWIT top of mind, tidwit.com, and take a peek between now and the next time I bump into Will, and then I'm on your site over here. And I too would like to see the real deal. So, Will, thanks for your time, my friend. Good to bump into you again. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Harry. Stay safe. Thank you very much. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.